What is going on, Machinimasound fans? My name is Trendkill, and welcome back to my Borderlands 2 skill tree analysis series. Today, we're going to be talking about Zer0, the Assassin, everybody's new favorite class and character. And the Assassin is an all-new class style when it comes to the Borderlands class system, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun to play. At least it's going to be interesting. Now, Zer0 is going to play a lot like a rogue, but he's going to be equipped with a sniper rifle, which to me just sounds fucking terrifying. Anyway, if you guys haven't seen my first video where I cover Maya, go check that one out because I talk some about the new mechanics that are coming in Borderlands 2, and I also discuss a little bit about how this series is supposed to pan out. Also, one quick disclaimer, if you're watching this after Borderlands 2 has come out, understand that this is me discussing the classes and the skill trees without any knowledge of the actual playable game. So I've not had any hands-on experience with Borderlands 2 just yet. I do, however, have a pretty extensive background when it comes to the original Borderlands, and I've watched several videos and checked the wiki and all that kind of stuff, so I'm taking all that information that I've gathered together, and I'm kind of doing some speculating on what are going to be some of the good skills, and what are going to be some preliminary build ideas for when we actually get our hands on the game. So anyway, let's go ahead and jump into Zer0. Let's go ahead and look at his skills and abilities. First off, what makes an assassin is some invisibility, some vanish. So his action skill is called Deception. Create a holographic decoy and vanish for a few seconds. The longer you're invisible, the more damage your next attack deals, but ending invisibility sooner causes your next deception cooldown to refresh faster. That is hands down the most versatile action skill that we've ever seen. So on all of the other classes, you have basically X duration and Y cooldown. What this is saying is that you can have the duration for as long as you want. The longer you wait, the more damage you're going to do. But if you want to do your deception in short bursts, you'll be able to do it more often, right? Makes sense? So you can go up to 650% melee damage, up to 200% gun damage, and up to 250% gun critical hit damage. So I don't know if this is what it's trying to say, but if I'm going to get 200% gun damage, do I get an additional 250% critical hit damage? Because if so, if I had a 100 damage gun and I did a 200% gun damage, that would be 200 damage. Then my 250% critical hit, if I hit in the head, would be 500 damage. Did I do my math right? Or take that up to a 1,000 point sniper rifle. If I've got 1,000 points of damage, double that to 2,000, and then 2.5 times that to 5,000? Is that how it's working? Because if so, that is ridiculous. Anyway, regardless, let's go ahead and take that point. I droned way too long about deception. Let's go ahead and look at the trees. We've got a sniper tree, we've got a cunning tree, and we've got a bloodshed tree. So the sniping tree is obviously going to buff your sniper rifles. Seems legit. The cunning tree is kind of like a mixture of the two trees, and the bloodshed tree is more of like your melee, roguey, backstab type tree. The cunning tree seems to me like it doesn't have a lot of synergy. It seems like that's going to be the hybrid tree that people are going to use. I don't think we're going to see a lot of cunning builds. We may. I don't know. Maybe I'm completely wrong. But it seems to me like they were like, does this skill a sniper skill? No? Okay. Is this skill a melee skill? All right. Well, let's just pile all this extra shit into another tree. So you'll see that when we get there. We'll talk about the cunning tree last. All right, let's go ahead and look at the sniping tree first, since we'll move left to right, I suppose. We've got headshot and we've got optics to start it off. Headshot's going to increase your critical hit damage. However, optics is going to increase your zoom and your aim steadiness. I really like optics in this decision. Now, if you're going to be a sniper, you're probably going to want to take most of these skills because they're all good. Don't get me wrong. But in this case, I hate, as Mordecai, I like Mordecai a lot. If you're a Mordecai fanboy, you'll know how terrible it is to line up a sniper headshot and then get hit with one bullet from a distance and your fucking scope gets boink, shot up into the sky. That's terrible. So I like optics. It's going to reduce that by 60%. In our next row, we've got Killer. It's a kill skill. Killing an enemy gives you a bonus critical hit damage and reload speed for a few seconds. Then we've got Precision. That only increases your accuracy. Very similar to Mordecai's tree. So we've got Killer. I like Killer because it increases two separate things instead of just accuracy. But if I was playing a sniper, I would probably come back and get Precision afterwards. So let's go ahead and grab Killer. It's going to give us a bonus of 75% reload speed and 50% critical hit damage. That bonus to reload speed is going to be really important when we look at one shot, one kill. The first shot fired from a fully loaded magazine causes bonus damage. That goes up to 60% bonus damage. So basically what that says is, after I've shot a bullet or whatever, after I've reloaded, I've got I choked there. I've got a fresh magazine. Now, when you've got that fresh magazine, the first bullet fired out of that fresh magazine is going to do 60% more damage. Couple that with the headshot damage from the critical hit damage from headshot and the critical hit damage from killer, you could do a massive amount of damage with that first bullet. Now also, we've got velocity, increases bullet speed, damage, and critical hit damage. Bullet speed is a hidden thing, bullet velocity, and sniper rifles are already the fastest bullet you can fire, except for the special sniper rifles. Well, at least it was in Borderlands. So I don't know how important velocity is going to be, but the extra damage and critical hit damage is always nice, but it's just not a lot. So let's look at bore. Your shots pierce through enemies. This is something new. If your shot hits an enemy after piercing an enemy, it causes massive bonus damage. What they mean by massive is double damage. Bore does not work with rockets. Obviously, that would be pretty intense if it did. And some special projectiles. Also, while deception is active, your visor will also highlight enemy crit locations. This is amazing. I wish Mordecai had this in the original Borderlands. Damn you, Gearbox. But anyway, we're going to take Bore, obviously, because it's his game changer in this tree, and the game changer is always, well, not always, usually pretty amazing. So now you're going to do double damage. So if you hit somebody in the head, you're going to have a 20% bonus here, a 50% bonus here, a 60% bonus here if it's your first bullet, and if it bores through that person to hit somebody else behind them in the head, they're taking 200% damage. Holy shit! If you are accurate, you are going to be deadly. The next one is kill confirmed. Aiming down the sights with your gun grants you a bonus to critical hit damage. The longer you aim down the sights, the greater the bonus. Here we go again, buffing our critical hit damage by 40%. You better not miss that crit spot. Below that, we've got at one with the gun. Greatly improves your accuracy with sniper rifles when shooting from the hip, which I really like. Also increases your reload speed and mag size with sniper rifles. This one's going to be really important for any sniper. Basically, the one downfall to being a sniper is that when somebody gets in close, like a psycho or something, you almost feel like you want to switch to a different weapon so that you can take care of them. But what this is going to allow you to do is fire from the hip like your sniper rifle's a shotgun, and I really like that ability. The last one, the big one in this tree, critical ascension, scoring a critical hit with a sniper rifle, which you better be doing if you've got all these other abilities, increases your damage and critical hit damage with sniper rifles. This effect can stack up to 999 times. Let me read that again. This effect can stack up to 999 times. Do I think you're ever going to see that? Maybe, maybe not. Probably not. That's a lot of headshots. Stacks slowly decay if you haven't scored a critical hit in a while. So the cool thing about this is unlike a kill skill, you don't just have 6 seconds of a buff. It seems like it lasts for a decent amount of time and then starts to decay off. So at least if you build up, we'll say 100, 100 seems like an astronomical number to me. I don't know why, but maybe this lasts for a while and you actually will have the ability to get that high. I don't know. But anyway, let's say you have 100 and then you get in the car and you drive somewhere else. Well, you're obviously not getting headshots while you're driving, so it seems to me like instead of just going away, it's going to slowly go away. So when you get out of your car at your new destination, maybe you still have, I don't know, 40 stacks left. That seems to be pretty cool because with, say, 10 stacks, it's a 60% critical hit damage. With 40 stacks, that is a what? 240% critical hit damage? I mean, even with 40 stacks, that's insane. So the sniper tree is making Mordecai look like a little old bitch. The only thing that Zer0 doesn't have is Bloodwing. Let's be serious. Anyway, let's go ahead and look at the melee tree. Let's look at the Bloodshed tree. We've got Killing Blow, massively increases melee damage against enemies with low health, and we've got Iron Hand, increases your melee damage and your maximum health. So let's see, we've got 15% maximum health, that's great. We've got 15% melee damage, that's also really good. Or we've got 500% melee damage. If we're gonna go a melee build, we're gonna take Killing Blow. The next two, we've got Grim and Be Like Water. Grim is a kill skill. Killing an enemy causes your shield to quickly regenerate and increases your action skill cooldown rate for a few seconds. Be Like Water. Shooting an enemy improves the melee damage of your next melee attack. Melee attacks improve the shooting damage of your next shot. So here we go again with some more of, do you want to do this or this? Do you want to, have a big damage or a faster cooldown? Do you want to melee next to get that bonus, or do you want to shoot next to get that bonus? I really like they're giving the fact that they're giving Zer0 some versatility. However, it's not enough damage for me. Be Like Water seems good, just not enough. So I'm going to go ahead and take Grim. That's going to, my deception cooldown is going to be reduced by 7.5%, and I'm going to regenerate 3.5% of my shield per second. I like that. That seems important. If I'm going to be in the fray, I want that shield regen. Now down to the third row, we've got backstab, we've got follow through. That is a typo. Follow through. They've got 2 O's in follow through. I know they were trying to do the zeros for the O's, but I think they forgot to take that O out. Aha, Gearbox, if you're seeing this, fix that shit. Anyway, so we've got backstab, follow through, and we've got execute. So backstab, your melee attacks deal bonus melee damage when hitting from the back, when hitting it from the back. So you're going up to 40% extra melee damage. That seems like it would be important. Kill skill, killing an enemy increases your movement speed, melee damage, and gun damage for a few seconds. That also seems like it would be important. The melee damage on this one goes up to 40% as well, but it's a kill skill. This one you have to be in the back. If you are invisible, you're probably going to be stabbing people in the back anyway. And with another skill we're going to see here in the Cunning tree, the backstab may actually be even more important. So we're going to go ahead and take backstab because that is the key to being an assassin, right? Then we've got execute, and this is really neat. It's a melee override skill, which you saw in Maya's build. While deception is active and a target is under your crosshairs, dash forward a short distance and perform a special melee attack dealing massive damage. Now, they don't say what that massive damage is, but the other times when I've seen them say massive damage, it's double damage. So while deception is active, not only can you do massive damage, but you can also now dash towards them to do it quicker. I really like that. Then we've got Resurgence. Killing an enemy with a melee attack restores health. The lower your health, the more health you receive. Again, we're going back to what we talked about in the first Maya video. The lower your health is, the more health you're going to gain. So it restores up to 20% of your health. Anyway, then we've got Like the Wind. While moving, you gain increased melee damage and gun damage. I don't know exactly how I feel about that. It seems to me they could have done something better. I don't know, just right off the top of my head, I think that I may skip this one and grab something that I feel may be more important, like, I don't know, 15% extra health, or, you know, killing enemies. We'll get follow through, and we'll get movement speed plus 40%, gun damage plus 30, and melee plus 40. That seems a little bit more important to me. And then we've got Many Must Fall. Killing an enemy with a melee attack, you deploy another holographic decoy, re-stealth, and add time to deception's duration. This can be done multiple times in succession. So basically, you are looking at constantly being able to stay in deception mode. Also read the flavor text down there. Call no man happy till he is dead. Happy, happy, happy. That's pretty funny. Anyway, so you can see that he's got a lot of damage in the Sniping tree, a lot of damage in the Bloodshed tree. When we get to the Cunning tree, you're going to see how this tree is going to complement each other tree very, very well. So let's take a look at the Cunning tree. We've got Fast Hands, increases your reload speed and weapon swap speed. Then we've got Counter Strike. After getting hit, your melee attack has a chance to deal massive damage. So if we're going in the Bloodshed tree, we would probably want to take Counter Strike. If we're going into the Sniping tree, we would probably want to take Fast Hands. So let's just pick one. It doesn't really matter. When we get into the second one, we've got Ambush and Fearless. While your shield is depleted, you can gain gun damage and fire rate. Again, if we're going to the Sniping tree, this may be more important. If we're going into the Bloodshed tree, the Ambush tree, or the Ambush skill may be more important. Increases damage when attacking from behind, or when attacking an enemy who is targeting someone other than you. So if we're taking Backstab and we're invisible, they're obviously not going to be targeting us, so we're going to be targeting somebody other than us, and we're going to get an extra 20% damage. So Ambush is obviously pretty damn good when you're considering your a Bloodshed build. So then we get down to the next one. We get Rising Shot, we've got Death Mark, and we've got Unforeseen. Unforeseen, your holographic decoy explodes when you become visible again, causing shock damage to nearby enemies. If you are creating several holograms, Unforeseen is really good. Even without multiple holograms, it's still pretty decent. Then we've got Rising Shot. Each successful ranged or melee attack gives you a damage bonus for a short time. This bonus can stack up to 5 times. Faster weapons gain stacks more quickly. Slower weapons retain stacks for a longer period of time. So here we go again with the, do you want to get these stacks faster, or do you want to get these stacks slower but have them for longer? So Rising Shot, you get a gun damage per stack of 10%. It stacks up to 5 times for a total of 50%. Melee damage per stack is 9%, times 5 is 45%. So that's a pretty neat idea. His game changer in this one is called Death Mark. If you're in a party, this is going to be really important. Dealing melee damage marks the target for a short duration. Marked targets take additional damage from all sources. Also, it's not an easy thing to live with. Is that a Star Wars quote? That is a Star Wars quote, I'm almost positive. That's pretty funny. So marked targets take 20%, that caught me off guard. Marked targets take 20% additional damage from all sources. Marks last for 8 seconds. Again, if you're in a melee build, this is going to be more important than if you're in a sniper build because you're going to be meleeing things, but Death Mark nonetheless is a pretty neat skill. Innervate, while Deception is active, you gain increased gun damage, health regen, and movement speed. This is what made Lilith's Firefly build really good, is the fact that when she went invisible, she could regenerate her health. So you're going to regenerate 4% of your health per second while you're deceiving. I really like that, because you've got to go, what, 25 seconds? I don't know how long you can even be in invisibility mode. I don't know. We'll find that out, but you got to go 25 seconds to get max health. That's not a lot, but you get increased movement speed, which is going to allow you to maneuver a little better while you're deceiving. That seems pretty good, and you also get, obviously, that innate 10% gun damage. Two Fang, every time you fire a gun, you have a chance to fire 2. So you get a 30% chance to fire 2 bullets every time you shoot. That's really, really neat. And then we've got Death Blossom. Now, if you're going to go a Cunning build, this may be worth it. An action skill augmentation, throw a handful of kunai while Deception is active. Each kunai will explode with a random elemental type, and kunai do not benefit from the Deception damage bonuses, but throwing them does not end Deception and can apply Death Mark. So, I don't know exactly how that's going to pan out. If the kunai do a lot of damage, you can just stay invisible and go crazy with kunai to lower their health and then pop them with a shot to come out of Deception. I mean, if that's how it works, here's my question. Does Deception have an end? Because if it doesn't, you can just stay invisible forever, then this is going to be amazing. If it has an end, how much damage will they do before you have to leave? You know what I mean? So we'll find that out when Zero's actually played. I haven't seen a lot of gameplay from Zero, so I can't tell you. But anyway, guys, you kind of understand what I mean by the Cunning tree seems like it's going to be the secondary complementary tree to the other 2 trees. So regardless, what do you think about Zero? I don't know. I think he may be a lot of fun. I don't know how I feel about going full-on melee, but it looks like you could do a ton of damage. But Be Like Wind, or Like the Wind and Be Like Water seem to me like they're almost wasted. I don't want to say wasted. I don't know. Let's look at a sniper build, shall we? So obviously we're going to take, if you've got enough points, we're going to find out. We're going to take all of these because I think they would be important. One shot, one kill, I think, is important. The velocity, I'm still not sold on, but I'm going to take it anyway. We're going to take Boar because we want to. Let's see, we've got, yeah, we can fill out this tree, and I think if you're going to go full-on sniper, I would think that would be important. The other things we've got is Counter-Strike and Fast Hands. We've got Killing Blow, which is melee, and Iron Hands, which is melee. I don't know. You may be able to skimp on a couple of these. I would really like to get down to, which one was it? I lost it. Oh, well. It doesn't really matter. The point of the sniping build is I think you're probably going to want to fill this bitch out because it's really good. Maybe we put, I don't know, a point into Fast Hands and a couple points in to get us some bonus health. I don't know. Maybe you would even put all into the bonus health or all into the Fast Hands. I'm not exactly sure. You may want to get down into Fearless so you can get some shield regen, and it's going to increase your gun damage. That's the one I was looking for. So if you can do without velocity or even accuracy, you can get 5 points into Fast Hands and start getting some Fearless on. And if you could save 2 points elsewhere, maybe with, you know, like your, what's that called? Class mod, you could maybe even go a little bit deeper and get 5 in Fearless. I don't know. That seems like it would be a pretty decent build. Sniper's going to do a shit ton of damage. Let's look at a Bloodshed build. I think Killing Blow is going to be obviously important after I get my main tree here. I don't know how Iron Hand is going to work. I mean, it seems like it could be important, but Grim is obviously going to be pretty neat. Let's go ahead and grab Iron Hand 2. We'll say we grab that one later. I'm going to skip Be Like Water because I don't like that for a full-on melee build. I'm obviously going to take 5 out of 5 in Backstab. Follow through, killing an enemy increases your movement speed. I mean, that may be neat. Let's go ahead and take Execute. Obviously, we're going to take these. Well, I don't even want to take Be Like Wind. I mean, it just doesn't seem like it's all that great. I don't know. While moving? What does that mean? You have to be moving while you're shooting? Or, I mean, you're going to be moving while you're attacking, I guess, so maybe that extra 15% will be worth it. I don't know. It seems like those extra 5 points can be spent better elsewhere. So let's redo this. We went 5 in Grim. We went 5 in Iron Hand. We went 5 in backstab, went 5 in follow through, 1 here. Let's go ahead and skip that. Let's see, the melee attack restores health. Yes, we want that one. And then 1 there. We've got 13 points left. So we could grab Counter-Strike. After getting hit, your next melee attack has a chance to deal massive melee damage. That's 250%. I think we're probably going to get hit. Then we've got enough for Ambush, and we've got enough for Death Mark. And then we've got enough for Unseen, or Unforeseen. There we go. So that seems like it would be a pretty decent build. You could even cut some out with a class mod and put 5 in Unforeseen, and maybe you could even cut enough out to get Innervate. I don't know. Seems like it would be a decent build. Anyway, guys, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. Thanks for stopping by and hanging out with me. Hopefully, you guys learned something. Hopefully, you will enjoy Zer0 as much as I will. If you're having trouble getting a hold of me in the comment section below, make sure you head over to my channel at TrendKillV01 and check me out over there. I promise when Borderlands 2 comes out, I will have a ton of Borderlands 2 content. So, if you like what you see while you're over there, please do me the favor and subscribe to me. I would greatly appreciate it. And until next time, guys, thanks for stopping by and hanging out with me, and we'll see you later. Thanks, guys. Bye.